The National Cattlemen's Beef Association is also focused on education to ensure producers have access to the latest production and management techniques. Joining us now to discuss these efforts is Josh White, Senior Executive Director of Producer Education and Sustainability for NCBA. Josh, why is it so important that NCBA places an emphasis on producer education?
Well, NCBA's mission is all about being the trusted leader in the beef cattle industry. And so, our team in Washington, D.C. does an amazing job leading on the point of the spear, so to speak, with regulatory and legislative issues. But, not everything that affects farmers and ranchers originates out of D.C. We still have a lot of autonomy out there to run our businesses, make a lot of decisions. And even coming out of some of that legislative and regulatory action, there's education needed, whether it's around taxes or land management and grazing and things. So, we fit in really nicely there. Mm-hmm. When we talk to producers about why they want to be a member of NCBA, producer education ranks really highly.
CattleCon is coming up quickly, and of course, Cattlemen's College is always such an important part of that event. Tell us what you have in store this year for Cattlemen's College.
Well, we're trying something completely different, actually, with our schedule. We're stretching Cattlemen's College programming throughout the week this year. So a new wrinkle that hopefully helps attendees be able to attend more sessions, to work it into their other priorities, whether that's in the trade show or in committees, instead of cramming it all kind of in on the front end. So we will do a luncheon and a keynote right on the front end on Wednesday, which is our tradition, and then move into programming throughout the day on Thursday and Friday. And we'll also have a classroom session within the trade show. So
fantastic.
Different opportunities, different areas to make it more convenient for people to access that educational content.
And there are other educational opportunities at CattleCon. Tell us about some of those.
Right. I mean, if you've never been, there's always something going on. So it's really more about prioritization when you get there. So hopefully you make a good plan. We have the demonstration arena also in the trade show that we run, with focus on BQA and cattle handling, BQA principles. Sometimes we wander into other areas like cattle handling as it relates to transportation or even grazing management, and chute side demonstrations. Sometimes, we'll take a look at technology that can be used chute side or within that. So really cool stuff going on in the trade show. There's also the learning lounge, the cattle chats, which are shorter, that you can just drop in and out of. Right there in the center of the trade show. So always something going on in the trade show. Then there's other things like the DC update. I mentioned how critical that regulatory and legislative area is. So just even if you're not on a committee, being able to learn about what's going on in those environments that might affect you on the ranch. And then we have a sustainability forum that we're excited about this year. Lanco sponsors that. Of course, Zoetis is a great partner for Cattlemen's College. We can't do this stuff without great partners out there.
You mentioned grazing, and clearly grazing plans and grazing management has always been important, but it's gaining a lot more attention. What kind of educational opportunities do you have in that regard?
We're, again, something brand new. We're actually doing a grazing workshop on Tuesday afternoon. So if you're one of the folks that has been coming in on Tuesday and looking forward to some of those sessions that we used to have for Cattlemen's College on Tuesday afternoon, especially if you're a cow-calf stocker, somebody that uses grazing in your operation, be sure and highlight that on your schedule and join us. We're really excited about it. We will start off with a luncheon and a keynote, but then this is really a workshop. We're going to break into rooms based on your area of the country, rainfall, sort of grazing system, and then we'll have experts from Beef Cattle Extension, Noble, some other technical experts, as well as folks that are service providers. So whether that's about water, fencing, looking at solar, other things that help you develop a grazing program and actually make it work. We'll also have some producers, Environmental Stewardship Award winners from the past in there to give tips. We'll have a workbook for attendees. You'll walk out of there with a start on a custom grazing management plan where you've been able to interact one-on-one with those subject matter experts, industry solution providers. We think it's going to be an amazing event. So our team's super excited about it.
That sounds like a very practical and useful kind of workshop.
That's the goal.
One last question. A lot of people ask me, about the cost of attending, and there is certainly a cost by the time you get down there and pay registration and so forth. But we should remind people there is an opportunity to get reimbursed for some of these educational activities. Tell us about that.
That's right. 100%. Our Rancher Resilience Grant Program, we're a few years into that now. That's a partnership between the National Cattlemen's Foundation, NCBA, and Cargill. And they funded that a few years ago. They continue to prioritize helping ranchers get to really quality educational events. With that shift of Cattlemen's College throughout the week and other educational opportunities throughout the week, we're even reimbursing at a higher level this year.
Wow.
So full registration, the education package, which includes Cattlemen's College. Hotel fee is reimbursed, your hotel costs throughout the week. That's for the first 75 applicants. So we do have a little bit of a lid on that, so get in there early. Once those spots are taken, we are going to shift over and still make available a full education package registration reimbursement. We just won't have the hotel reimbursement in that second wave. So still a high value to help people get there, attend, and enjoy convention without the stress on the finances.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for all you and your team does to keep this fresh and new and exciting, and most importantly, practical to those of us who are trying to make a living with cattle.
Well, we live and breathe the cattle industry. We love it, and we want to do everything we can to help producers out there.
Thanks, Josh. Now, to find out more about the programs Josh talked about and all the education information available to beef producers, you can visit ncba.org and click on the Producer tab at the top of the page.